What's going on, everybody? Zach from thebarbellphysio.com and performanceplusprogramming.com. And today we're talking about getting warmed up and ready for snatches. So the first exercise I like to do when I'm getting ready for a snatch workout is going to be some goblet squats with a dorsiflexion emphasis. So in the snatch, especially if we're catching in the squat snatch, having a very upright torso is super advantageous for us. So this exercise is really going to help with that. I've got my forearms resting on the inside of my quad, and I'm letting this weight pull my knees forward as my elbows pry my knees out. So forward and out. Notice how my elbows kind of drift out and they're giving that pressure. What that's going to do is it's going to work on our ability to get here in our squat, which will then let us do a better job of stabilizing load overhead for the overhead squat portion of the snatch. So that's exercise number one. Number two, when we're stabilizing that load overhead, it's a lot of our small muscles in our upper back that are really going to work on maintaining that bar overhead. So I like to warm that up with some squat Ys. I'm going to grab some 2.5 pound plates. I'm going to drop down in the bottom of my squat, arms out in front of me, and I'm just going to lead with thumb up, making like a giant Y, but one arm at a time with that Y, alternating back and forth. So that's going to get that upper back warmed up, rotator cuff muscles warmed up. It's also going to burn your thighs quite a bit. So it's going to start getting your legs a little bit more prepped for what's to come as well. From there, I like to hit two things specifically with an empty barbell that really help me out in terms of my technique and getting the right stuff warmed up. I'm going to start with a high hang pull. So I'm going to get my snatch stance, snatch grip, just go into that little dip position here. Knees go forward a little bit, hips back a little bit, slightly forward torso, and then I'm going to stand and pull my elbows high and outside. Dip, elbows high and outside. So we're feeling with that, hitting the power position. We're also really paying attention to our bar path and trying to keep that bar close to our body, not letting it drift away, which is a really commonly difficult thing for some athletes to do. Finally, we're going to do some empty bar snatch balances. So I got my snatch grip, bars on my back, and I'm simply going to work on dropping down into a squat rapidly. For that, it's going to work on two primary things for me. Number one is reminding myself that the goal of the snatch is to quickly get under the bar, not just pulling it as high as possible. We want to pull high, but we also want to get under quickly. And the second thing it's going to do is work on our ability to rapidly stabilize that bar in the overhead position. So there you have 4 exercises that will really get your body prepped and ready for high volume or heavy snatches. So turn those 4 exercises into 2 or 3 rounds prior to starting to load your bar up, and you'll be ready to go for that workout.